Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you're here from. My name is Yogesh Kapoor, and welcome to Conversations with Kapoor, represented by the Art of Speaking Academy. Before we get started, I would like to go over a little bit of Zoom etiquette, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, please keep your videos on at all times, unless you are eating, drinking, exercising, operating machinery, or doing anything that would distract the audience. Also, please keep yourself muted at all times unless we ask you to unmute yourself. This is a very sacred and holy meeting, so please keep your commenting to positive. Any negative comments, you will be removed from the Zoom room. And most importantly, we want to make it as engaging as possible. If you have any questions, do put them in the chat and we will ask them from our guest speaker. So thank you so much for being here, whoever has come on time. And today's topic is going to be YouTube and YouTube. I understand there are many young kids here also who are excited to know about it, who love cricket. So before we get into today's talk and I introduce the speaker, I want to know from the young guys over here, who's excited? Give me a 111 in the chat group. Type a 111 in the chat. Yash, thank you for being the first one. Naksh, thank you. Ritik, Avian, thank you, thank you, thank you guys. So we won't take any more time. Without further ado, we will get into introducing our guest. In fact, we'll let our guest introduce himself. Can everybody see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Thank you.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Ryan, and through this YouTube channel, I'll be posting about my opinions, my viewpoints, my basically a lot more about Indian cricket and IPL matches in a light-hearted way. But that does not mean I have a light heart. Okay, I have a heavy heart. I have a normal heart, just like everyone else. Anyways, the topics I'm going to cover include some pre-match analysis, post-match analysis, and my predictions. So please subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon to get frequent updates about Indian cricket and IPL matches.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the young 12-year-old YouTuber, Ryan Kuller. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you. Hi, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Ryan, you know, when I sent out the Google form, I had so many comments and I asked one question: why do you want to be here? And everybody was like, we want to learn about cricket. We love Ryan's videos. He's very funny. We want more knowledge. So you have a lot of fans over here already, you know. Now, before we talk about your YouTube channel, tell us a little bit about yourself, Ryan.
So my name is Ryan Kuller. I'm 12 years old and also a YouTuber. I live in Jakarta, Indonesia. I have one sister and I'm the youngest in my family. A few months back, I started my own YouTube channel about something I've been really passionate about since I was a kid, which is cricket.
Thank you for that introduction, Ryan. Now, Ryan, I want to tell you there's some of my students here from Poland as well who want to be cricketers and love cricket like anything. So they're probably looking forward to this. And many of them have told me they want to be YouTubers.
Yeah.
That was one reason I reached out to you and I said, I want to really do this, for those kids who've been wanting to be YouTubers. So, which takes me to my second question. What made you decide to become a YouTuber?
As I said, I've been really passionate about cricket and I'm actually a bigger fan of the IPL. I love the team RCB and I've supported them ever since 2016, I think. And a few years back when they lost in the IPL, like I was really angry. I was like, the RCB management is not doing good, not taking the right decisions for the team. And I was still young then, right? So I got an Excel sheet and just like blasted all my ideas onto it. I'll just share my screen. 1 second. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, so I wrote everything about RCB, who they retained, who they released, the team's kitty before and after the auction, the team, who each team bought, who they released. I went into different leagues, the domestic leagues of which players RCB can target. I went into Big Bash, Super Smash, the 100, T10 of Abu Dhabi, and I just kept on writing, when the RCB players have arrived, when they start training, then I observed the patterns of teams playing 11, so RCB struggling in the number 3, so, and then I went into each overseas players, what their stats, international, and Big Bash, whatever leagues they're playing in. I just kept on writing. And oh, 1 second, I'll show. I also wrote stats during the IPL. I'll also share that with you. Give me a second. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah, so I wrote all the stats, the team's their record of batting first, chasing, the venue-wise statistics, the runouts for each team, total number of players used, RCB's runs conceded and scored against each team, and so on and so on. And so I showed this to my dad once, and he said, "This is brilliant. This is so detailed. But what's the point of doing all of this if you're not, sharing this passion or knowledge to anyone else?" So he told me I should spread my knowledge. And one way to do this was becoming a YouTuber. So I said, okay, why not? Let's give it a shot.
I can see that you're a walking, talking encyclopedia of cricket. I mean, looking at your Excel sheet and the work you put in and the stuff you do is like, oh my God, that's a lot of information. And I really appreciate the fact that you brought this knowledge out. As I told you, I have some of my students here today who love cricket, and looking at the commitment you have, I'm sure they must be also like they kind of get an idea of what they have to do to be a YouTuber. Um, you kind of answered my third question, which is what made you decide to speak about cricket, but do you want to add anything to that?
Uh, yeah, okay, I'll add a bit. I've been passionate about cricket ever since I was a little kid. My dad also used to love cricket a lot and used to watch. So as a kid, I would, just join him and watch a bit of matches. And that's how the passion developed over time, just constant watching.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, because when I was young, your age, I was crazy about, movies, and I used to watch a lot of movies, and I actually wanted to start a YouTube channel on, uh, you know, critiquing movies, but I'm a bit lazy, I should say, or I'm handling too many things. But hats off to you for the kind of work you do
Thank
behind the scene, you know. Which takes me to my next question, Ryan, is when you told your parents you wanted to start a YouTube channel, what was their reaction?
They were really supportive, actually. They were the ones who encouraged me to share my passion with others. And I think that was really important in motivating me. And even now, they constantly guide me and encourage me to keep on uploading good content regularly.
Thank you. I had a word with your mom and dad last week, and I really appreciate the fact that they encourage you to do something you love and speak about something you really love. And I believe they're here as well. So I would like to have either your mom or dad, anyone, unmute and say a few words. Vaishali or Deepak, any one of you, unmute yourself and tell us what was your reaction, how you responded to Ryan when he first told you he wanted to YouTube.
Hi, I'm Deepak. Hi, Yogesh.
Hi.
I think we always wanted Ryan to do whatever thing he wants in life, right? And usually kids don't figure out what they want to do in life. So it's a hit and trial thing. So a lot of things you do, and then you think this is not my thing, and then you move away. So, and that's where parents need to, support their kids to let them do what they want. It may not work out, but eventually they'll figure out what they want to do in life. And we are supporting Ryan all the way, because he at some point of time wanted to play alongside Virat Kohli. So we had to give him a reality check that that's very, very far away. So, but he still wanted to remain associated with cricket in one form or the other. And that's where he said, okay, why don't you do something which Harsha Bhogle is doing? And you also get paid. You not just get associated, but you get paid also. But for that, you need to have very good vocabulary. You need to have good writing skills, speaking skills. So you start developing these things, these skills from the very beginning. And I think he took that advice very seriously, and he actually joined his debating classes in school. I think YouTube was a natural progression from there, because these are life skills, and going by what the world is doing today, it's a virtual world which is actually going to be a real world in times to come. And YouTubing is not just speaking. You have to write the text, you have to research, you have to do analysis. So that's one part of the skill set. Subsequently, you have to do the videos and editing and all. That's the technical part. And finally, you have to speak in front of the camera. That's the third part, right? So these are life skills, I would say. And I believe all parents should encourage their kids to do their thing.
Thank you so much for that, Deepak. I love the fact that you said that, when he wanted to play alongside Virat Kohli, but you told him that's a long shot, but still at least he can do something related to his passion. I wish we had parents. Our parents encourage us in our days. Like, I used to love playing basketball, but my father always said, yeah, this is not a sport. Cricket is a sport. Of course, he's coming from his perspective because he grew up in India, but I grew up in Hong Kong. So for me, I was passionate about basketball. And I also love the fact you said this is life skills. It's so true, because in today's generation, social media kind of helps you in your career in a long way. Back then, when we used to do gaming or other things, we weren't paid for it. Today, you can be paid for it, right? So I want to really appreciate you and Vaishali for that, Deepak, and thank you for answering that question and coming on and encouraging Ryan the way you do. Thank you so much for that.
All yours. Take care.
Okay, so Ryan, moving on, what kind of mindset do you need to start a YouTube channel for, especially the younger ones here who want to be YouTubers?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think you need dedication. If you want to get noticed by people, you have to do good work. And for that, you need dedication. You need to put in that extra effort also. You can't just expect, okay, I'll upload, let's say 2-3 videos per month and I'll get 1,000 subscribers in 2-3 months. No, that's not the process. It will take hard work and it takes time. The process is always slow and you need to be patient. I think the suggestion I would give is just upload consistently, do quality work, and everything will fall in place for you.
Ryan, I think that is a brilliant answer. What you're trying to say is basically we need commitment, right? We can't just say we want to do it as a part-time thing. This is a full-time job, if you think about it, YouTubing. And a good example of that is my own son. He started his gaming YouTube channel, and then he made 4 videos, and then he stopped. And he hasn't continued after that, which is something requires a level of commitment. And like your parents, we also encourage him to be who he wants to be. We bought him a brand new laptop for that as well. But the commitment is really required. So I'm glad you answered that question.
Yeah.
My next question for you is, do you see this as a full-time career in the future?
If possible, why not, actually? Because imagine being paid for your hobby, for doing something you already love. I mean, what can be better than that? That's everyone's dream, isn't it? To get paid for their hobby.
But would you say it's only a hobby or a passion?
Can be both, actually, hobby and passion.
Exactly. So, I know you're passionate about cricket, and today's generation, like I mentioned earlier, you can get paid for it. If you're really good at what you do, if you're dedicated, you can be. It is a career for many. I mean, I'm sure some of the students or the younger ones here know Ryan's Toy Review. Have you heard of that YouTube channel?
I think so. I've heard of it a couple.
Yeah, that kid used to, review toys, and today he's worth like 20 some million US dollars because he reviewed toys and he became really famous. I know even some of my relatives' children used to watch his reviews a lot. So it is a full-time career if you really plan to do this. And my next question for you is, I've seen some of your videos. You have a very good sense of humor. Okay. So do you research the jokes or does it come to you naturally?
I think I've always been a funny guy. That's just my personality. I am funny with my friends and family. But responding to your question of how I manage to relate humor in my videos, some come naturally to me, but some I do have to research. Not exactly research, but watch. I am also consistently learning, I always watch cricket analysis and experts when they give their pre and post match analysis of the matches. And I love Harsha Bogle, he's my biggest inspiration. So I watch his analysis especially. And sometimes, you can pick a few jokes from what they say.
I completely agree with you on that. I MC some events at sometimes, and it's not like I've trained to be an MC, but like I said, I used to love watching movies. I used to love watching the Oscars, and I used to observe how the MCs would speak, and then I would pick up a joke here or two. So I love what you just said. And in one of your in your videos, you mentioned a Baba. You call it what's the name you call him?
Oh, Baba Bala.
Baba Balla. Yeah. Where did you get that name? Why do you call him Balla?
Uh, I'm not sure. I think the idea was to introduce a funny character. So Bala, I think it was something like bat and ball, Bala, Balebaz or something. And then like we decided, my mother, my sister also gave suggestions, and then we ended up the name was Baba Bala.
Smart. I think
Yeah.
that's a smart way of choosing his name and bringing in him in. Even one of your videos I was watching, one of the first ones you made, there was a joke where you said you expected the match to be like biryani, but it became like Karela juice. You know.
Yeah.
So, did you get that suggestion from someone, or it just came?
Actually, that actually came from me, but I was thinking of like I asked my mom of like a dish which people don't like or is very bitter, and she told me use karele ki juice. So
Ah, smart. So moms always have the answers, don't they?
yeah.
Perfect. Moving on to my next question for you is what are some of the challenges you faced when you started this channel and are still facing?
I think the main one is the amount of time it takes to create a video. Sometimes takes very long to record and edit. Sometimes it overlaps with my schoolwork. My videos are also time bound. As for example, if a match finishes by midnight, I need to post a match, the match analysis the very next day. Otherwise, it would be stale information and no one would want to watch it. So also another challenge is that sometimes you have to re-record some scenes, so that also takes some time.
Since you mentioned time, how many hours does it take you to edit your videos?
It usually depends on the size of the video. Actually, for me, sometimes it takes a couple of hours and sometimes even 6 7 hours for the full process, but it actually depends firstly on the length of your video. Most of my videos are post match analysis and they're usually 7 to 8 minutes video long. So it also depends on what your channel is about. For example, if it's about, let's say, dancing, in terms of editing, you don't have to do much. But with cricket, for example, you need to show video clips or pictures or stats of what you're talking about. For example, you have to find the video clip of what you're talking about and then place it in the video like at the exact time when you're speaking about it, which takes a bit of time also.
I completely agree with you, Ryan. I wanted to start a YouTube channel on movies, but I realized the kind of commitment required, the editing, and if you don't review the movie before the weekend, then it becomes stale. Nobody wants to listen to you
Yeah.
reviewing a Marvel movie after like a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
So wow, again, the commitment you have is just amazing. Um, Now moving on to my next question for you is, how do you balance between schoolwork and your YouTube channel?
Uh, Sometimes school and YouTubing overlap. So I have to find a way to fit both together. But I must say to the children who are watching, school always comes first. Even my parents have told me YouTubing is second, always focus on your schoolwork first. So, I try to adjust, make the script while the itself is progressing. And since I have a few breaks between subjects, I make use of those and try to record or edit a video during that period.
Wow, it's not an easy balance. And I appreciate the fact that your parents have told you that schooling comes first, not
Yeah.
to ignore that. So hats off to you and them for this. My next question for you is, what would you say to parents who discourage their children from pursuing becoming a YouTuber?
I would tell the parents that if your child is really passionate about something and wants to share it on, for example, YouTube, you should actually encourage them. In fact, you should get them proper training on how to start a YouTube channel. There are plenty of course options available these days which kids can learn and join, because why not share your passion? What's the harm in that?
I completely agree with you. I think parents should allow their children to share their passion and encourage them in doing so.
Yeah.
Um, my next question for you is, what do you plan to achieve out of this channel?
This is actually a tricky question. When you ask a person this the first time, mostly they end up giving a reason which they realize is not true. For example, when I was asked about this question, when I started my YouTube channel, the first reason was to share my knowledge. My second was to get more subscribers. But after a lot of thinking, I feel the real reason for having this YouTube channel is to get noticed by the right people. Because my parents have always said the best job in the world is not having a job, meaning get a job that doesn't feel like a job to you. Why not turn your hobby into a career? And in order to do that, you have to be noticed by the right people who can help guide you towards your destination. And I love cricket, and that is what I want to make my career. And with my YouTube channel, I want to take every opportunity that I can to get into that field.
I love what you answered just now, Ryan, because it reminded me of myself. I'm born to a business family. I was in the import export business, but after a while, I realized this is not my passion. I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it. And, I pivoted and I switched 8 years back and got into public speaking and presentation and all of that. And today, I must say, I'm way more happier than I was in the previously. And I'm lucky that, you're trying to achieve this and get into the whole cricket system, and I do see you going very far with this channel, especially because, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos of young kids, and the kind of effort and dedication you put is really out there. And I definitely know you will achieve from this YouTube channel what you're trying to achieve. Now, what advice would you give the current generation who want to be YouTubers?
Go for it. Why not? It's always a good thing to try something new, for the first time. You never know, that might turn out to be the thing you'll be really passionate about. And becoming a YouTuber also enhances your digital skills, editing, creating content. All this is where the future will be heading towards, digital. It will definitely come in use later on in your life.
Thank you for that. Exactly. Just go for it, right? Just do it. The Nike logo. We're not promoting Nike here, but just do it. That's what I did. I just jumped into public speaking training and all of that. And, there's a lot of options out there, like you said, in today's date. Speaking about your passion and not just YouTube, but today there's Clubhouse, there's so many other channels out there where you can really, talk about your skills and hone your skills and move forward with it, provided you have the right kind of support. So all the young boys over here and girls who want to be YouTubers, I hope you're paying attention to that. And to my final question for you, Ryan, is who's your favorite cricket player and why? I can see all the boys in the background are excited to know this.
That is a tough one, actually. Let me think. I think Virat Kohli, not only because of his skill, but I think his passion towards the game. He has set new benchmarks for his team to reach, pushing his team fitness wise and mentally also. He has been so many people's inspiration, and also because of his strict, eating, diet also. So I've always loved him, and that's the reason also I support RCB.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so moving forward, I see there's a question in the chat. Can anyone upload on YouTube, and any minimum number?
Uh, uh, Children under the age of 13 cannot upload without parent consult. I think you need to tell your parents, informed through every process, you know, that, okay, mom, dad, I'm making a video now, I'm going to be uploading. They have to be informed in each video, you know, they have to be part of the process. You can upload any, there's no maximum number of videos you can upload.
Thank you for answering that. And right now, I know there's some of the youngsters are here, and I don't have more questions for you, but I would like to open the floor for any of the youngsters first. If you have any questions about YouTubing or about cricket from Ryan. I know we have some guests here from Poland and other countries as well. Anyone? Yash, do you want to ask something? Naksh, what about you? Any of the adults, any questions? Would you like to put them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask? There's a comment for you, Ryan. It says, I'm excited to know how often you check likes once you upload your video.
Oh, I actually don't focus on that much, actually. My only sole that is to upload content. That's it, you know, like I see the likes once in a while. Of course, everyone wants to see how many viewers or likes. I check once in a while, of course, I do that. But like, no, I don't do it over, you know, too much, no.
Okay, which actually brings me to another question is, you know, sometimes on the online space, there's a lot of negative commenting and people don't like what you're posting and all that. So how do you handle that?
As you become more popular, there will of course be people who, you know, don't like your content or something, but that should not stop you from uploading content. You should, why think about what others think about you? If you feel that, okay, you want to do this, do it. Like, no one should be able to stop you, you know. If you have the passion for it, do it.
But have you ever received any negative comment?
No, but like I think I've got one or two like dislikes on a video, but I don't care much about that, you know. It doesn't affect me, you know, and I think it should not affect anyone, because, you know, if you let that affect you, well, it'll be very hard to, you know, consistently upload, because, you know, that will always be in the back of your head. Okay, if I upload this video, how about if I get dislikes? How about let it be? You know, you will always learn from it also. You know, if some comments, they always also say, you know, I've got comments which have told me how I could improve on also. So I take that positively, you know.
I like the mindset you have about your YouTube channel and about not caring and all. You know, Ryan, my journey with you has been for the last 5-6 years. You attended my PPAP workshop where, you know, your mom sent me the video, and then you've done my public speaking class and all. How much has public speaking helped you in your journey in YouTubing?
It has a lot, because public speaking, you know, gives you that confidence, you know. Basically, in order to speak in front of the camera, public speaking helps harness that skill, you know, helps you improve in that, you know, to how to, you know, connect with the audience, how to, you know, gain their attention. Public speaking teaches you all that. So even though you might think like, oh, public speaking doesn't help, but actually it does, you know.
Thank you for answering that. There's a question in the chat for you. It says, Ryan, whose work do you like in your field?
Harsha Bogle, as I said, because, you know, I think he is one of the only commentators who has not played cricket and become a commentator, you know. So that's what really inspired me also, that if he did it, why can't I too?
Excellent answer. There's another question down there. I had seen some famous Indian actor comment on your YouTube. How was the feeling?
Yeah, that was a really proud one, actually. He posted on his Instagram story, and I didn't notice after like a few hours. I think my parents told me, you know, Ryan, Apar Shakti Kurana had commented on your video, and I was like, wow, it was like really proud, especially I'm this young, and to get noticed by him, it's a really proud feeling, actually.
Oh, definitely would be. I mean, I have a YouTube channel, but I rarely have anyone watch my videos or comment on my videos. So, you know, for starting off and doing, having, how many videos do you have now? 26, 28?
I think 26, 27.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
having someone famous comment on your, that means you're doing a good job, Ryan.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, Radhika's asking, whose work inspires you? Any YouTuber?
Um, Not any specific YouTuber, but I watch, like, from the analysis from CrickBuzz or ESPN, they give good analysis. So I also watch, I also learn, what they are talking about, what can I implement from what they are saying in my videos also. So I watch and always learn also from others.
There's another question by Yash. Whose bowling do you like the most?
Bowling. I think recently it's been Mohammad Siraj. His aggression reminds, I think, many people of Dale Steyn. His aggression is, going right in the batsman's space, So that I really like that, his aggression and passion towards the game.
Yash, that answer your question? So I see there are no more questions, but I'd still like to ask any of the adults if you have any questions regarding Ryan's YouTube channel or anything out there you want to know more. Anyone? We'll give it a few seconds. Yes, Christian. You're on mute.
Hello, thank you very much for the invitation, Yogesh. This is the first time I have the opportunity to meet your audience. Hello, everyone. I am Chris. I live in Hong Kong, and I met Yogesh over a year ago, and from time to time we chat, and I admire his work with you guys. It's very difficult to do, actually, because it's a work of persistence, and it's not easy when you are your age to really, dare sometimes to speak in public. But I think Yogesh is doing a fabulous job. I would like to ask a question to Ryan. Ryan, do you have any idea what job you would like to do? What job you would like to do in your adulthood?
I think something related to cricket most. I think what I'm heading towards is being a commentator. That's what I'm trying to do, with my analysis, trying to watch and learn from others, other cricket experts also. And that's my dream job, actually.
Yeah. This is the first time I see you, and I think there is no problem. It's a royal door to your success. I'm totally convinced of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christian, for that question, and Ryan for answering it. And yeah, Naksh, go ahead. You're on mute, Naksh.
Okay, I have a question to Ryan. Which batsman do you like in the whole world? In the in England's team or in India's?
I think AB de Villiers. I think especially his strike rate, it's really good in ODIs also, tests also. He has been really consistent, even in the IPL being already, I think he's 37, 38, and he's still going on. So yeah, I think AB de Villiers.
Okay.
Thank you, Naksh, for that question. And Yash put a comment, de Villiers is my favorite too. Man, I need to learn one, two things about cricket. I'm not big on cricket, but anyways, you can see there's another comment by Radhika. Ryan, it's awesome that you prioritize school over your passion. It's worth trying the other way around too. Anyways, Ryan, I really love the fact that you've, stepped into your passion and you're working hard on your YouTube channel, the kind of commitment you have, the way your parents are supporting you. And we had this conversation last week, and I told you, would you be interested in doing a YouTube course with me, and guiding children step by step how to run a YouTube channel. And I was glad you said yes. But here's my question to the people watching today: how many of you kids or you parents who have kids would be interested in a YouTube course for the future? Give me a yes in the chat if you're interested. Yes, I got Ritik, yes. Bhamna, yes. Only two? What about you, Yash, Naksh? You guys want to be YouTubers? I know you're big on cricket. Or anything you're passionate to talk about? Yash gave me a yes. Awesome. Great. So we know we have some people who are interested, and you guys can tell your parents to reach out to me after this Zoom call. But in the meantime, I would like to thank everyone who took out their time to attend this. I hope you guys learned something about YouTubing and the kind of commitment it takes to run a YouTube channel. I would love to thank my guest speaker, Ryan, who took out the time, from his busy schedule and schooling and all, to come and answer these questions.
Thank you for this opportunity, sir.
And encourage everybody to, start YouTubing and move forward. And, Ryan, I watch your videos, and I myself as a speaker learned so much from the jokes you put up, the way you edit the videos and all. So thank you so much for that. And thank you everyone for coming. And we will see you at the next episode of Conversations with Kapoor very soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.